Hey, what's up everyone? This is going to be a Yuri's Revenge game. It's going to be a Soviet war in country swing. And it's going to be top versus bottom. So you see both players are going multiple miners from War Factory. And a lot of times what happens on this map is you sneak out a drone and try to drone one of the miners. And then what this other Soviet is going to have to do is going to have to make a repair depot. But it's really annoying because sometimes you have to cancel a refinery that could be like almost all the way done. And then like to make the refinery. So he actually got it. And he actually, the funny thing is, he actually copied what I did, because what I was doing is, I noticed this, the blue player wasn't making any sentry guns to try to stop the terror drone. So what I did is I put a terror drone directly in front of the War Factory. I just sat it on top, and then if a sentry gun come, I would have made it run away. But I noticed he wasn't even trying to bait me for a sentry gun. And then he sees what I did, then he did the same exact thing, but he didn't actually do it the same way I did it. He just kind of take the terror drone and kind of got in the same way, which is kind of cool. So yeah, he capitalized on the mistakes, but he repaired it, so he got away. And he actually sent another terror drone. I don't know where that terror drone came from, but a second terror drone got one of his tanks. Now, it's gonna be hard for Yellow to really hurt him with a small amount of tanks. So he can't really attack with 2 tanks, you know, and then the third one's coming now. Okay, now the blue's gonna try to get Yellow, and you better not let him get in. He better use he better like kill that terror drone. So he's trying to sneak in, and notice what Yellow's doing. The Soviet, you either have to get more war factories and production faster, or you could tech right away. So there's 2 ways to win in the Soviet versus Soviet war. Now, looks like he either has to shoot or repair that miner, and that's gonna making a repair depot is gonna delay his nuclear power plant. Okay, so he's gonna repair it. So he got the nuclear power plant up, repaired it. Now he has to make another war factory, or another refinery in the second ore patch. So he's getting more tanks. Notice he did a really fast tech. And blue, what blue has to do is either tech or go multiple war factories and try to kill him before the Iron Curtain gets in. But blue has to attack fast because blue does not want to fight yellow with the Iron Curtain. And notice what he's doing with the MCV. He's moving it to the corner. It actually wastes time doing it when he could have been making an industrial plant, or he could have been making a second war factory. But I guess it's, you know, keeping the MCV safe is, you know, one of the biggest priorities. Kind of like the king. Kind of like the king and queen in chess. I mean, king is checkmate if you kill the king in chess, but like the queen's like the most powerful piece. But it's not really a powerful piece. It's just, you know, it builds everything. So it's kind of hard to make a direct comparison. But now he's gonna try to terror drone him, and he's actually trying to get as close to the base as possible before he terror drones him. And you could terror drone from a little bit of a distance. And look, he did a really good terror drone. Well, all of the terror drones have a black thing on them, a black Iron Curtain. Now, he's actually really hurt him. It's actually a really brutal hit. What I would have done, I would actually went for the miners. He actually did get 2 miners with the drones, but if he would have just went for all the miners, not the tanks, it would have been worse. Actually could have won the game. What? So it looks like 2 miners are gonna die. Maybe 3 miners. I don't know. I can't tell if one of the terror drones jumped out of one of the tanks and got it, but he got 3 miners, and he's either gonna kill the other ones or something. So anyway, now blue has an Iron Curtain, and he has to get to his other ore patch. A really brutal hit. And if you guys want to know how to stop that, what you gotta do is you gotta make 2 repair depots, and you gotta go near the repair depots with your units. And or you could try to stop the Iron Curtain from getting close hitting your base. Try to push the Iron Curtain away with a smaller group. I mean, there's multiple ways to stop it, but the best way is either the repair depots push them away, or the third way is to Iron Curtain your tanks with the Iron Curtain in them. your Iron Curtain cancels out the drone's Iron Curtains and kills them inside your tanks. Your own tanks. Okay. So I'm actually recording with my video editor. I'm not recording with my recording program, Audacity, that I usually use, so it should sound exactly the same. If it doesn't, let me know. And I actually could do the settings where it's like higher quality audio, slightly higher quality. I mean, it's the same microphone, but I mean, you could make just the file size a little bit bigger, and it makes it slightly better quality. So he's gonna try to terror drone. He's trying to get all 5 of them, but look, he's near the repair depot, which is good. And what Blue should do is he should bring up tanks, so he could either choose between tanks Iron Curtain or terror drone Iron Curtains, and he is not doing it. At least bring him to the middle of the map. And now Yellow's gonna get his Iron Curtain also. And it seems like Yellow, he's more of a Yuri player. It seems like sometimes he's too passive with Soviet a little bit. I mean, he's a good player, definitely a defensive and a strategic player, but he's more like passive, like a passive style. I mean, it's not that that's a bad thing, but I think that sometimes being passive is not good, because like you gotta kind of be like aggressive to win sometimes. Okay, so like Blue's getting a lot of money on the oil patch. He's mining pretty well, and I'm not sure why Yellow has his Desolators on his miners. I think so he doesn't get attacked by a split. So he only got three drones. He had screwed up with the Iron Curtain, but he did get 3 and not too bad. So he could really mess up his miners. So he's gonna have the Iron Curtain his own miners, okay. But he actually messed up. He should have checked all the tanks by selecting everything, and then, because there's one miner that he could have saved. Shoot it with a Sea Shepherd. So this is really a super weapon game. That's why sometimes in the Soviet War it's good to go with no super weapons. I kind of think like if there's any matchup that you should place at least some games with no super weapons. It's Soviet versus Soviet. I mean, Allies versus Soviet too in some maps is better with no super weapons because Iron Curtain's too rough for Allies sometimes. But yeah, this is really a super weapon game, and it's a Rhino tank and super weapon game really. I know the drones are a big part of the game, but later in the game, you know, the Rhino tanks, you know, are the most important unit really. And now, you know, if I was Yellow, I'd be scared right now because it looks like Blue might have more tanks than him. It's really hard to judge, but it looks like they have about the same amount. But Blue, if Yellow is too scared, because remember I said passive players is bad sometimes. If Yellow's scared, Blue and he runs away, and Blue's running forward, the player that's chasing will actually win the tank fight. Because when you the nozzle of the tank is firing forward. Although he got a big hit with the Desolator. That's not good for Blue. That's not good for Blue at all. That was he actually got brutalized by that Desolator right there. That is a big mistake that Blue cannot make. Ooh, he got boxed in. He got boxed in by more Desolators. So he's actually gonna be a low. He lost a lot of armor by the Desolators. Now he's gonna get. Now they both Iron Curtain. Yellow hit a little bit more tanks with his Iron Curtain than Blue did. Now he's got to get a good force shield. I noticed see no MCB there because he moved it like 5 minutes ago. It's a nice force shield actually because he could have either sold it or shielded it, but either way he would have been low power for a minute. So I guess it's not a bad idea to shield the power plant. So it looks like the Desolate is practically won the game. Not totally won the game flat out, but it put Yellow so ahead. If Yellow loses at this point, then Yellow really screwed up. And if you guys can't, you know, don't have enough experience or judgment to notice, all you gotta do is look at the armor and Blue's tanks and see that it's not his armor might not be in the yellow, but it's, you know, in the mid to upper green. It's like a lot. Now the only thing that Blue could really do is try to mess him up with the miners and use the miners as fodder and hope that Yellow makes a mistake. That's one way Blue could still win the game. And actually, I think Yellow knows, and that's the reason why he backed off for a minute. He backed off for a minute, and he's gonna wait for his Iron Curtain. Now you notice that Blue still has I mean, yellow still has some ore, and blue is running low on ore. So that it gives that. So the advantage, you don't really notice early game, but late game you notice the advantage when the ore runs up for top. Well, not until he hits low money after the ore runs up. Then officially that's when the advantage kicks in for the bottom. So it looks like you could see what he wants to Iron Curtain. He wants to Iron Curtain that tank in front. He only got 3 Iron Curtain tanks, and that wasn't good. Now he's gonna try to desolate him. See with the flag track, boom boom. Oh, and another one. So yeah, what blue has to do is he has to start using desolators to stop those drones and start droning the flag trucks. Yeah, blue. I mean, he is a good player, but like, the desolators really just hit him hard this game, and he's not gonna survive from that really. So it looks like yellow has to finish him off, and he really could just run through those buildings. He could just basically just bulldoze everything. He doesn't even need to be careful, but he's being careful anyway. Some players that are crazy will just like run through everything. Like I know a lot of German players, they just run through houses and they start like shooting the houses, shoot the barns, like, and then you'd be defended like, oh shit, like the real aggressive German players. But here we go. So he just hit him with the Iron Curtain, and he doesn't really need Iron Curtain at this point. The Iron Curtain is just extra at this point. Boom, 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 boom. Now, yellow is still playing careful, even though he's that far ahead. He's still being careful. It's kind of almost like he's some kind of perfection beast. Like he could have just ran through everything and killed him, but yeah, he just took his time, took an extra minute, so he loses the minimum amount of tanks. I guess he's being efficient for the environment, to blow up less tanks, you know, less like, you know, tank scrap for yellow. So yeah, that really was a good game, and that was really a good example of a great example of a fast Iron Curtain in the Soviet versus Soviet war. I noticed how, you know, if you see like drones coming at you and you see an Iron Curtain, you gotta be prepared. I mean, the guy did fight back, but like, you know, just a few seconds could really mess you up. Good game.